I'm Robert Walters, the solo English horn player of the Cleveland Orchestra. I came to the English horn professionally relatively late. My first position was with the Cincinnati Symphony, and I was 30 years old when I began there. I played there for a number of seasons, then I went to the Metropolitan Opera before I came to the Cleveland Orchestra. And it's interesting. It's an instrument which you come to through the oboe. Everyone plays the oboe first, and I thought of myself primarily as an oboist for decades, and still do to some extent, but this is a jealous mistress that requires incredible dedication to really rise it to a high level. One of the most challenging things about the English horn, like any double reed instrument, are the reeds themselves. I spent a great deal of time, probably 20 hours a week, just making reeds in order to play in an orchestra. And they change with weather, they change with humidity, altitude from one city to the next on tour. It's very challenging. I remember last year we were in Miami for a week before we flew back to Cleveland to record Ravel Piano Concerto. And to go from 80 degrees to 8 degrees was a little challenging. But what's rewarding about it actually is it's elemental, the English horn. The reed is made out of cane. You scrape it with knives made out of metal. You sharpen the knives on stone. You blow with air from your body. It's all very, very sort of primal in a way. So I like that aspect of it as well. My favorite thing about the instrument actually is something I learned when I was playing in the Metropolitan Opera, which is that in Italian opera houses, the instrument is referred to as humana voce. I like that a lot. To me, it's the idealization of a human voice, maybe a contralto, something in that range. And it is just very deep and resonant, and it feels very satisfying to pour one's emotion and musical expression into an instrument that goes out into the audience. What's interesting about English horn concertos is if you go to Wikipedia and type in English horn concertos, there's like 257 of them pop up, which is more than you're expecting. But then if you read a little more, it says that of those, only 35 of those concertos were written before the Second World War, which means that in the last 50 years, over 200 English horn concertos have been written that we know about. It's very interesting to me that the instrument is becoming more and more of a solo instrument in the last half of the 20th century and now into the 21st. I think a lot of orchestras commission concertos. San Francisco Symphony commissioned one from Aaron J. Kernis some years ago. The concerto I played with the Cleveland Orchestra in my solo debut was the Ned Rorem Concerto, which was written for the New York Philharmonic. So more and more, the possibilities of this very expressive instrument are becoming realized.